The day of the ball arrived. Don and Apex had not gone to bed the previous night as there were so many balloons to inflate. Being adverse to physical exertion of any kind, Don had brought 3 foot pumps, one for each of them, and one extra in case one of the other ones broken. Why did I even bother putting that in? Anyway, once inflated, the balloons were placed into the Donmobile. Don had acquired the keys to Monsville Manor previously and ferried the balloons throughout the night. Because he was used to driving around at night time, guys. He didn't run over the raccoon. He still keeps going on about that bloody raccoon. We all know you did it! We saw it! I saw it! It's a great big thud! It's going along. Whoops! Oh, what was that? We all saw it. Quite funny, really. Anyway, yeah. That's what he did. He used to get in his Donmobile and drive around, hitting raccoons, anything, really. Didn't matter what was around, really. Just got hit by the Donmobile. Anyway, Apex had enlisted the help of his BFF to help with the decorating of the Master Hall. Although the paper chains were not long enough to stretch the full width of the ballroom, with sellotape and blue tack, they were able to be joined together. And you couldn't really see the join from a distance. So Alex thought, well, that'll do. I'll go with that then, as long as I can't see the join. So he was also delighted with the miles of shiny silver tinsel. Anyway, sorry about that. Draped on the many chandeliers around the spacious ballroom. Put yourself together! Right, I'm ready. Go. Don was in charge of catering. Taco Bell were delighted with such a mammoth order and consequently doubled the number of delivery drivers that would be needed to ferry the food to the event. All that remained to be done was for Apex to set up his DJ kit. Once set up, he headed back to get ready for the night's events. Don greeted him with a face mask as he entered the bathroom. Shuffling past each other in the cramped space, Apex inadvertently nudged Don, who then clattered into the shower screen. Fortunately, Don's belly hit the screen before any other part of his anatomy. But he still let out an enormous howl to garner sympathy. Ah! Apex ignored him. Don's constant, childish, attention-seeking ways often irritated him, and today he just didn't have the time. Get out of the way! I need to sort myself out, is what, I like my ad-libs. Anyway, I'm digressing. I've got to get on with this because it's quite long. Within 2 hours, they were back at Monsville Manor awaiting the imminent arrival of their guests. Both dressed for the auspicious occasion, Don in cut-off jeans, a pale blue t-shirt that didn't quite fit around his ample torso, an open check shirt, pale blue short socks, and brown sandals. That was his look, guys. He's going with that. His receding white hair was almost fluorescent against the night sky. It's getting whiter and whiter, have you noticed? Whiter and whiter. Apex had chosen neon yellow lycra cycling shorts because he liked those and he thought he looked good in them, but he didn't. Anyway, a purple string vest, and a dazzling neon lime green pair of trainers. Looked an absolute delight, guys. He also wore a fluorescent pink headband, which didn't match at all, but there you go, which he hoped would conceal his ever-increasing bald spot, because he had a bald spot, guys. there, sort of coming there, and he thought if he wore the bandana, then he'd be able to hide it. The odd couple stood at the top of the impressive sweeping staircase to welcome their guests as they were ushered into the vestibule. As each guest was announced, the pair would ceremoniously descend the marble staircase to personally welcome them. Hello, good evening, welcome to the ball. By guest 28, Don was exhausted and quite simply could no longer climb the stairs, so chose to remain standing at the base of the stairs, propped up against the enormous lion adornment. Ornament is what I actually said. Ornament. That adorned the end of the marble banister rail. So it's a nice sweeping, don't you like that? Yeah, I had one of those in one of the homes I lived in as a kid. We had a sweeping staircase. Loved it. Used to slide down it, guys. It did have a big knob at the end of it, but we're not going there. Anyway, okay. Moving on. Oh, you're back. The guests trickled in expectantly. They were so excited. Excitement grew as the heavy oak doors were opened to the master ballroom that was full of balloons and tinsel. A makeshift stage was built for Apex's DJ kit, and as the doors slowly opened, he pressed the... Hang on a minute, guys. I'll be with you in a sec. I had to... Look, the next pages were that, and I couldn't write on that, so I had to, like... This is good. They don't blooming do this on Jack and Ori, do they? I need to get my act together if I'm going to be reading. Actually, I bought a new book, guys. Anyway, right, let's carry on. So, let's go back to that bit. Okay. Doing well, Jan. You're doing well, Jan. As the doors slowly opened, he pressed the button for Come On Arlene to play. Unfortunately, it was not programmed correctly, so the bewildered revellers entered to Show Me the Way to Go Home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. It gets worse. Snide Clyde and Dick Frost giggled as they realised the malfunction, whilst Dustbin Alley didn't get the joke at all. He was like, what? Anyway. Avid Beggar looked resplendent in her thrift shop attire. She had even brushed her hair. She had, guys. She brushed it because, remember, she got ready at Chunk's house. But Chunk couldn't hide her disappointment at not losing as much weight as she had hoped to anyone who commented on her red and white polka dot halter neck dress. Do you know what? I almost said bikini. Something wrong with me. There really is, guys. There we go. She explained every inch of overlap, every bump of excess flab that fought to escape the dress of her choice. Like a church helper with a donation bowl, Avid intermingled with the other guests, telling tales of woe in the hopes of receiving coinage, whilst Chunk eyed up the crowd for someone she felt was attractive or blind. Stop giggling! Anyway. What? There was a ruckus at the door as Jasper Carr arrived with his pack of German Rottweilers in tow. When told no animals were permitted, he kicked up a major stink, calling the doorman racist, sexist, any-ish. Ist, even. Messed that up a bit, didn't I, guys? The doorman stood his ground and would not be intimidated by this insignificant, wily little man and his savage canine bodyguards. But I brought them new Diamante collars, whimpered Jasper. I'm sorry, sir, but orders are orders, and even you have to obey by the rules. Yeah, so he wasn't having none of it. Yeah, Senor. Anyway, replied the doorman. But you don't understand. They'll all bully me inside if I go in on my own, Jasper insisted. At that point, Noisy Horsehead approached the doorway. She loved dogs and wasn't the least bit afraid of the pack's snarling teeth and aggressive postures. Would you like to escort me into the ball? She asked Jasper. Jasper turned towards her, snot running down his acne cheeks. But I'm no one without my pack, he simpered. Oh, now, they'll be fine out here, won't you, Rotties? said Noisy. As she directed her voice towards the pack, Bomb, the leader, leapt forward and took a chunk out of her left leg. The pain was searing as Noisy screamed in pain. Jasper was horrified. His pack knew not to attack before his command. What are you doing? What are you doing, you stupid animals? Get your teeth out of her leg. He raised his right arm towards the darkened sky, clicked his fingers, and was gone. Down the driveway, Black Cape flailing behind him, his pack once again trotting along behind him obediently. Noisy's night would be spent in A&E. So even though she's all dressed up and that, she's got like a great big blooming hole in her leg, guys. That's that. You're not going in there, missy. Not with that wound. The ball was in full swing. Brummy Bummy had performed a raunchy lap dance for anyone unfortunate enough to be seated at the time. Some were shocked into submission. Some also required medical attention for crushed limbs and asphyxiation. Despite their vehement resistance, she plundered upon their person, legs akimbo, mammoth breasts engulfing their terrified faces as they fought for breath. Get off! Eventually, she was doused by a fire extinguisher in an attempt to quell her insatiable appetite. We'll have none of that, said the doorman, as he escorted her out of the building, looking like she had just been through a car wash and been expelled before the rinsing and drying programme. The music was brought to an abrupt stop right in the middle of Frank Sinatra's My Way, I Did It My Way, as Don clambered onto the makeshift stage, megaphone in hand. Missing his footing, the megaphone was released and everyone watched as it flew in slow motion overhead in complete silence before smashing into Avid's face. At the time, she was receiving a donation from Vacant Void and hadn't seen the oncoming flying megaphone until it struck her full in the face. Her glasses went left, her teeth went right, and her begging bowl shot up in the air, spilling its contents onto the marbled floor. She fell to the floor like a felled tree. I tried to think of another word other than felled, but anyway, never mind. Her time at the ball was over. As she was wheeled out of the ballroom in a shopping trolley, she could be heard pleading for donations. Please, please, via PayPal. Without the end... no, we'll start that again. Hang on a minute, guys. Without the aid of the megaphone, Don's high-pitched emissions were barely audible. Screech. So Apex had to give the award announcements, whilst Don sat on the edge of the stage rubbing his grazed knee and stubbed big toe. Yeah, he was in pain, guys. Yeah. Oh, how he regretted wearing those sandals. I know. Who wears sandals to a ball? Sort yourself out, guy. After the award ceremony, Taco Bell was served and the festivities were drawing to a close. As they swept the floors, Don and Apex laughed about the funny things they had witnessed during the evening, like when Dustbin Alley had got locked in the toilet and nobody had noticed. No one. Not a soul. And when Snide Clyde had dropped his trousers to expose his bony arse and leopard print G-string, and someone had vomited in disgust all over Dick Rust. Oh, it was awful, guys. Was. Everyone went, ah! Anyway, that's by the by. All in all, they felt the night had been a success. Don was pleased to see Apex so happy and secretly hoped for a night of unbridled passion once they got back home. Apex hoped for an increase in his Instagram followers. That's the end of that one, guys. That is the end of that Twitter-filled tales. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. I certainly enjoyed it. Give a like to this video and thumbs up. And yeah, it's been a while, guys. I've forgotten how I end my videos. What do I normally do? Do I do a song and a dance? No. If you did like it, if you enjoyed the story time, please like, share and subscribe to Jan's Reviews. Great being back chatting to you guys. Been an absolute scream. Hope you enjoy it. I'll see you very soon. Take care of yourselves and stay safe. It's a right old world out there. Whew, at the moment. Yeah. See you later.
She doesn't consider herself a bully, even though she's bullying people on YouTube and on Twitter. She spends too many hours talking about me and Joe and other people. And here's the thing, Jan. I know you're watching because you're that kind of a loser. But I actually have somebody that's more than willing to watch every single one of your videos and report every single one of the ones that are bullying me. And again, I'm going to say it again for Dre, for Gary, who goes and defends them, and for Jan. You make one more video about me, I'm releasing all the DMs. All three of you. I don't give a